I take a centrist approach when it comes to the Bible, and there's a few main reasons for that. So, when looking at the Bible, there's really a big spectrum that you can take. You can take that everything is literal on one side, or everything is allegorical on the other side. For me, I really look at that middle line. Now, that middle approach that I take is really what the general consensus is, and that's why I take it publicly. So, part of my goal here is to actually just bring people into this discussion so that if they want to take that leap of faith into Christianity, they are well informed about it. Taking a centrist approach here really means that we can get rid of all of the background noise and actually get into the heart of the discussion. So let's take an example here. If we're talking about the Gospel of Mark and just when it was dated, there's really three options here. So there is a really low dating, which is sometime in the 30s or 40s. There's that consensus view, the centrist approach, which is around 70. And then there is really a high dating, which is sometime in the second century. Now, in this specific situation, if we take the year 70 as the year that Mark is written, then we really don't have any issues. We don't have to make extra arguments in order to justify our dating because the general consensus is that Mark was written around the year 70. Now, does this make any problems for the Gospel of Mark? Not at all. Now, the reason that people argue that Mark was written in 30s or the 40s is to give it more authority, something that was more of an eyewitness account or something akin to that. But we don't need that. Instead, what we can do is look at how ancient texts were written and see that, hey, Mark is based on oral tradition that actually goes back to these early eyewitnesses. This is exactly what we expect from this time period, so we can still say that it has a good amount of authority. So effectively, what we have done here is we've erased all that background noise, and now we can actually jump into the heart of the matter. We can discuss what the Gospel of Mark is actually saying. We can actually have a productive conversation without a lot of background noise. What we are really doing then is we're building up this foundation where we can have these discussions, where we can have these conversations, and we can learn about new things and really explore the topic. And from there, we can make these jumps to other ideas. For instance, after having this discussion, we can actually jump to the idea that, hey, maybe Mark was earlier. Maybe it was written in the year 40. But at that point, it doesn't matter as much. It's not something that, hey, if we prove that it wasn't written in the year 40, it all of a sudden loses all of its authority. Because we know that even in the year 70, it can still have authority. So that's really why I'm taking this centrist approach here, because I think it's a lot more productive than taking other views that, if they're shown incorrect, it can completely ruin that foundation.